What's up, everybody? I am Matthew Weaver. This is Beyond the Harmony, beyondtheharmony.com, and you are listening to July 2021 Bone News Network. Let's go. As always, starting off with group news this month. Not a whole lot to report other than all of the live shows coming up. I think they've just been busy on the road. There's a link in the description for the Bands in Town page. Most of the dates on there appear to be the TLC tour coming to a city near you within the next couple of months. Unfortunately, none of these dates are near me, so I will have to catch them on the next round. I was recently watching some Lazy Bone interview or something, and he was asked, or maybe it was Crazy Bone, when asked who their favorite person was that they toured with or opened up for, and they really said most of the time we tour on our own, but they did mention Keith Sweat as one of the legends and one of the first people that asked them out on tour with him, which I thought was pretty cool. But to be a part of the Crazy Sexy Cool reunion or tribute tour is really something that's going to go down in hip-hop history. Moving on to member news, starting out with Crazy Bone. He had a couple interviews this month. The first one was on Instagram Live. I just happened to catch most of it. It was with So Hollywood Podcast. I did a quick YouTube search. I didn't see if anyone had uploaded it yet. If you know about it or have seen it, drop a link in the comments. And the second interview was a podcast with DJ Mad Max. He spoke again about the Cleveland Local Artist Program he's putting together, or Institute. And he did mention again that he is trying to buy one of his old schools right near the neighborhood where he grew up. He did mention that if he could ever have his own shoes, it would either be a reissue of the Ewings that he couldn't afford when he was a kid, which I thought was a pretty cool throwback. It reminded me a lot of growing up. He also said to look out for a new Truth Talks episode coming soon. He made it very clear that the content is just completely different than the upcoming Thug Stories podcast we keep hearing about. He also mentioned another Leaves of Legend music video coming soon. This may be the one that we touched on briefly last month during his live Twitter, where he was filming Leaves of Legend music video in San Francisco the day before he said he was in Texas for what I think is going to be the new Busy Bone music video, which we'll touch on here in a minute. But first, our sponsor this month for July Bone News Network is Young Gage. Young Gage has a new single, Different Odd, featuring Crazy Bone, and it is produced by West Nile. You can find Different Odd on all streaming platforms, and there will be a YouTube link below. Lazy Bone is up next. Lazy Bone went live on the 26th anniversary of East 1999 to kind of have a listening party and have some special guests call or join him on Instagram Live. Shout out to the YouTube channel Vinyl Classic Media for uploading it to YouTube. It looks like several members of Bone Thugs did share the flyer or the same photo you might see, edited picture on Instagram that I think originally a fan made, so I thought that was also pretty cool. Lazy made it through about half the album or so. He was going to finish up with Crossroads. He still had a little bit of time left on his Instagram Live before they kicked him off, so he finished up with Bud Smokers Only. And throughout the broadcast, he brought in Steve Lobel, Nova the Rebel, and Rocky Rock, and they all chopped it up a little bit about East 1999, what it meant to them, or going over memories with both Steves. Lazy Bone was on a podcast, Hip Hop Uncensored. The video, it looks like it's cut up into two parts. A lot of it was the same old you've seen before. The tagline or headline that they used to pull you in was of course differences with Busy Bone and finances. Lazy made some excellent points about how, yeah, maybe Busy does have a good point about the money sometimes, but as the leader or the one negotiating the deals, he had to stay strong and be there whether he liked it or not all the time. He did go on to catch us up with what his kids are up to in the music industry. He mentioned Steven Jr. and how he recorded Backyard with him way back in the day, and he's in his 20s now. And he also mentioned that his daughter Trinity, his other son Stefan, all have music projects going, and they are not Bone. They have their own style, their own approach, and they are blazing their own trails. And Lazy also mentioned that they are very close to owning all their own masters, which is a huge step for Bone Thugs, and that definitely made my day when I heard that. And for me personally, it was probably the biggest news I heard this month as far as Bone Thugs goes. Busy Bone is advertising his new album coming soon. He has been alluding to this for a while. Written, directed, and produced by Busy Bone, it sounds like. I think that this clip that we have here for Warriors 3 coming soon, AC Killer, Crazy Bone, looks like it was the video that Crazy Bone was on Twitter alluding to about a month ago. I've said it before, I'll say it again. It is a good time to be alive and to be a Bone fan. Having a Busy Bone album around the corner is a feeling unlike anything else. And next up in Busy's world, YouTube channel Thomas Herbfort has released a Busy Bone documentary. This name may sound familiar. He recently also created a Flesh and Bone documentary. And that, of course, is available on his YouTube channel. Moving on to Flesh and Bone. Flesh and Bone had one live show on July 16th. It looks like it was part of a weekend event for Lethal Weekend. I think this happens every year. On Friday, 7/16, looks like Flesh was the headliner and Lil Easy was also there, which would have been a great pairing. Flesh also had an interview this month on Vibe 95 radio show podcast. He covered a ton of information and he was hyped the entire time. It is definitely worth a watch. He, when talking about Ruthless and Eazy-E, he went into pretty big detail about Jerry Heller. People get it twisted. He said that people really don't give him enough credit for what he did for NWA, gangster rap, hip hop, things like that. The message I got was not that whether Jerry was a good person or not, more about his accomplishments. Flush mentioned again that his book is coming soon and that it is an autobiography telling his side of the story. He had a long section of the interview going on about music videos. He mentioned that the Toy Soldiers music video single for the movie Toy Soldiers was a $1 million music video, and just how much things have changed in the music industry. He mentioned that he would like to go back and make music videos for some of the old songs that he thinks may not have gotten the attention they deserved. Now that if you have a nice camera, you can make a music video. Moving into affiliate news for July, Nova the Rebel has a new album called Remember to Live. It's available on all streaming platforms. Of course, it is on the Life Entertainment, and it has 13 tracks. HC the Chemist has a new song coming out, Mo Thugs, featuring Lazy Bone. It also looks like there's going to be some cameos in the music video as well. And Lil Busy has a new song out called Waves. And the cover art was done by Houdini Black. And that is a wrap for the news for July 2021. I am Matthew Weaver. This is Beyond the Harmony. You have been listening to Bone News Network, and I'll see you in a month.